Hey.
Oh my goodness. Our first ever hiatus, Auggie. We took a week off and now we're back. How does it feel?
It feels good. I feel refreshed. I feel like spring break is over now and I'm ready to get to work. Or ready to go back to class, I should say.
Yeah.
This is educational is what we do.
It is. We back at it. What's up? It's a Link Up Listening Party. I'm Jordan. That's Auggie. This week we are joined by a former coworker and respected music industry mind, Christy Taylor. One time for Christy Taylor. Woo!
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's only right that we have you for this episode for the second time. No technical difficulties.
Shoot Auggie right in the face.
Nah, dude, that was rough. That sucked. But you're back to talk about Billie Eilish.
Yeah, I love Billie.
You're the only person that we could have on for this podcast. So on this episode, we are comparing two Sleepy Time albums, right? Dreamland albums, Sleepy Time albums. What are we calling this theme?
Are you going to sleep to Peacock? Is that what you're doing?
Imagine the dreams, dude. Sexuality is a spectrum, and let's explore it in the dream world. Consequence free.
You know what? I guess the sleep is in the title, right? I was just thinking about the songs that were on. I am not sleeping to Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. There's no way.
Really? That'd be a cool. What? I guess it's too amped. But yeah, so the albums we're comparing today are Katy Perry's Teenage Dream and Billie Eilish's When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Have we seen the documentary, the Billie doc on Apple TV?
Of course.
I did not see the Billie doc.
What? What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
See, shoot me in the face. I already said it.
No, I'm not going to shoot you in the face. That's terrible. But so when we first recorded this episode, I had not seen it. I have since seen it, and it is one of the most magnetic, like you can't take your eyes off the screen type documentaries I've ever seen. And as far as music documentaries go, like you can't help but to cheer so loudly for Billie and Phineas and her entire family. And then apparently she had like a secret boyfriend who was a piece of shit. Also way too old for her at the time. I want to beat
he's
that
a little
guy
bit
up.
old, but I think that it was explained in the context of her father speaking about when he talked about her driving off in the car after she got the license, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I could be worried and I am worried, but we did the same things when we were kids and we have to sort of let it go. I mean, I don't know. It's different. I guess her situation is she was already famous and I don't know, but yeah, it's a little bit.
I don't know.
There's an age disparity.
That dude deserves numerous knuckles to the jaw, missing teeth. Also, he was just a piece of shit, like emotionally unavailable. I forget. He's like some struggle rapper. Yeah, dude.
Who is this guy? Do we have a name?
I think his name is Q, which is not great given the modern. Yeah, dude.
Q, like Q. Oh, see, speaking of documentaries, I've been watching I watched every episode of the Q thing on HBO. I don't know if you guys watched this.
There's a QAnon doc on
Oh
HBO?
yeah, and they discovered who it was from 4chan. It's a whole thing. Don't do it to yourself.
Yo, Ron, the guy Code Monkey from 8chan is probably 90% he's Q. And he gives himself away too. He's like at least 5 times in that whole doc, he's like, I'm not Q. I'm not. Of course, I wouldn't know. I'm not Q.
Okay, well, you don't say that. Billie Eilish's bullshit ex-boyfriend was Brandon Quintian Adams.
But let's talk about this for a second since you brought it up.
Q or QAnon or her boyfriend?
Her boyfriend. But the fact that you're saying that he's a POS, right?
Yeah, I will say it loudly. Where are you at, Brandon? Pull up.
I'm going to say this as the woman in this conversation.
Okay, fine.
Surrounded by 2 men.
Okay.
I have had many guys I wasn't on stage at Coachella, but I've gotten guys VIP Coachella passes who blew me off the entire time, or a la my ex-boyfriend at Life is Beautiful after the first day ditched out on the following 2 days with artist wristbands that include drinks and food. Because this is in general, maybe I make bad life choices, right? With men. I mean, maybe that's some of the commonalities I have with Billie Eilish, but there was a point in that where it's not about me, but I was like, oh, it doesn't just happen to me. It happens to Billie too. And it's obviously not on the same level, but definitely there's similarities there. And I was like, okay, that's just who men are. They're just like this. No offense, but
that's more of an indictment of our gender. Yeah, we do suck.
You know what? No. I'm going to challenge this. I'm going to push back on the gender thing because to me that sounds like a woman taking advantage of a man and a man's access. And there's a lot of scenarios of women taking advantage. I think this is just dirtbags doing this to people. This isn't a gender thing. It's a dirtbag thing.
You just think
Wait,
that Brandon? Yeah, I don't know. So wait, yeah.
You lost me. How was Billy taking advantage of Q?
No. Oh, no. Billy's not taking advantage of Q.
Oh.
No, not at all. He's taking advantage of her. He's a dickbag. I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm just saying in general, it's not a men being dirtbag thing. I think it's a people being dirtbag thing, because the same thing, if you reverse the gender roles, there are plenty of men who have been taken advantage of by women, whether it be for, money, dinners, trips, access to things.
Yeah,
sure.
But I'm sure I think the ratio of that happening is like 1 to 4 at the minimum. I think guys, given the power dynamic, are more predisposed to be dirtbags like that.
I agree with Auggie in the sense that I definitely have known women, particularly when I lived in Arizona and California, who definitely used dating apps as a meal plan, right? Like they were struggling and they knew if they went on dates that they might not have to pay. And so that's the thing that definitely happens. But I was actually just specifically talking about the parallels of, I don't know a single woman who's gotten tickets to a show that were VIP or had great access and, were perks for big festivals that are hard to get tickets to, right? I don't know a single woman who's shown up with a dude to one of those things and gone, yeah, I'm just going to blow you off, or be a complete POS the whole time, or be emotionally unavailable, or say I'm going to hang out with you and not hang out and disappear and hang out with other people and become unavailable. Whereas that has physically happened to me, to the point, Jordan knows this and you might not, Auggie. Jordan knows I stopped inviting people to go to concerts with me unless they actually were genuinely fans of the band, because I would get flaked out on so many times that it's literally a thing. Like, I'm offering you a great experience and you're going to ruin it for me by joining me. So I'd rather go by myself.
So are these people in Minnesota? Can I find them and harm them?
Oh, there's definitely people that flaked in Minnesota, but I learned well before I moved to Minnesota to stop inviting men to shows. And if I did bring someone to a show, it was because they said, hey, I'm a really big fan of 21 Pilots. And I'll be like, oh, come with me. Because otherwise I would probably go by myself. Because that's how it got to that point. Even like the biggest artists, I just wouldn't invite people because they didn't appreciate it, didn't care, or would flake out last minute, which is more inconvenient than going on your own.
Yeah. People. Solo concerts are the vibe, though. It's fun.
They are. You make friends. Like the Fiddler show, the one that wasn't our Go show, but previous when they played First Avenue. I had so much fun making friends with all the Fiddler fans. I was like, this is the best experience of my life. These are my people. Yeah. We're hanging out.
Because you're free and you don't need to worry about like getting a ride home or whatever. You're just like, this is my time. It's Christy's time.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I derailed a little bit, but men can be difficult.
Yeah, men are very difficult. And I'm glad we had that big societal talk about it. Shall we compare these albums, Billie and Katy? Two very different albums in every sense of the word, but I think there's similarities in the differences. We'll get there eventually. Auggie, do you want to start or should I start?
I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah, give us.
Who has which album?
Auggie has Billie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have Katy Perry, obviously.
Okay.
It's very obvious that I would have that one, I think.
I just wanted to make sure for the contexting.
It's obvious because I've never shied away from my love of sugary pop. And I've staunchly defended it on the internet and on the air on alternative like airwaves. Like, yeah, this is great. Or like talking about certain stuff like that. So I just feel like, and also I'm metrosexual. So it's like, yeah, he likes Teenage Dream.
So can I just ask one question before we get started? Since you brought up your love of women who create great pop music.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Taylor's version that just came out?
It's great.
The songs from the vault and all that just dropped.
The songs from the vault are phenomenal. I think they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how she got the songs to be recorded almost like identical to what they sounded like on the original version. And now we only listen to those versions. We want Taylor to get paid. Obviously, we're going to support any artist that gets fucked like that, but especially someone like Taylor, which we talked about in the Taylor Swift podcast, someone that I thought was an enemy because of my Kanye fandom. But the more I learned about Taylor's career, I'm like, she is actually a real one, persevering against a lot of things, and she keeps winning because she's great. And I'm happy to stream it in my sleep, so she gets 2 cents every 1,000 spins on my Apple Music or whatever.
So that probably happened though, partially because you maybe stepped back a little bit from Kanye.
No, I think I just became more mature, and I'm not afraid maybe that is it, because I'm not afraid to change my opinion in the wake of new information. With the info I had, it seemed like Kanye was justified, and then the more info came out, I was like, wait a minute here. something is afoot.
I'm right there. Yeah, I thought Kanye, I mean, not that he could do no wrong, but I was like, yeah, dude, like and then the whole Snapchat video with Kim Kardashian came out where Taylor knew the whole thing. And like, yeah.
That was like, ugly. That behavior of just trying to have a got you moment with like, I was like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Looking back, it was terrible.
Cringy.
Fuck both of them. I'm Team Taylor. I'm a Swiftie now. Yeah.
It's much more fun to be a Swiftie. Because with Kanye, like, oh, what did he say? Oh, I have to defend that. But Taylor, it's like, today was the fairy tales out again. What a jam. It's much more wholesome.
Yeah, Mr. Perfectly Fine. I'm with it. It was from the vault. I'm like getting down with it. This is good. Like, I understand why she left it in the vault originally, but it's a really nice way to revisit a period in time where we are actually a little bit happier while we were sad.
Well, let's get sad by talking about Billie, a very depressing album.
Well, you know what? This was a happier time, man. This was released March 29th, 2019. You remember 2019? It feels like it was a year ago, but it was actually 2 years ago.
It wasn't 10 years ago?
Something like that. It either feels like a less than a year ago or 10 years ago, and there's no in between on that. Better times. I feel like we were all so naive at the time. She was a child at this particular time too. Dropped it when she was 17, but began recording this album when she was 14 years old. This is insane. Could any of us do anything close to this at that?
No. Nope.
No, absolutely.
No.
Well, I think we're doubting their own light within ourselves. The only reason why Billie and Phineas were able to do that is because they believed in themselves and they had a support system to do it. Because they were not doing it with this big crazy technology. They were doing it in FL Studio or whatever, Logic. In their bedroom. So it's a matter of support and belief. We can all do this stuff.
You know what?
But I think being granular about it, sure, they were homeschooled and they had parents who were artistic and actress, right? Mom and father. But she has musical talent. So Jordan, you had musical talent when you were younger. I can't say though that I had the emotional and mental wherewithal to contextualize those feelings that she puts to song and words that she's actually writing with her brother at that age. I was not that self-aware. I thought I knew, but I really didn't have any awareness that she has at that age. She is super
I think
old
you
soul,
did.
Young body.
Yeah. I think you did. I think everyone is the most in tune. Because think about this, when you're an adult, you are bogged down by your responsibilities, by your job, all this shit. When you're a kid, though, you have your brain that can both learn and understands like context, but is also learning at the same time. So you have this really weird foundation, but also gooiness ahead of you. And then you can process all those things at once. And what do you have to take out the dishes, take out the trash? Like you don't have responsibilities, so you can focus on this stuff. Jordan, I think we could all do it.
I'll indulge you, Jordan. If we all could do this, we all had the ability to, in whatever field it was, not just musically, but if it was like we wanted to build the best house or whatever, and we were 15, who has the Disney resources? And because her dad was on Iron Man. Like they're like they're not necessarily elite, but they definitely had those resources to push her up to where she needed.
Oh yeah, I mean. Privilege is a part of it, of course, but I think if we're talking about just talent and the ability and the wherewithal, we can all do this stuff. Now, resources, we can talk about that all day long.
There's connections in that, right? Sure, I agree with that, but I would say that I don't think Billie's family, by any stretch of the imagination, was wealthy till Billie, had the success that she's found and that we know. I mean, if you look at her house in the documentary, she's not living in a McMansion, right? Like she's living in a little bungalow in Los Angeles, like. Yes, it's probably more expensive than, living in a 4-bedroom house in Texas or something. But still, I don't think she was wealthy, right? So they had connections, but she wasn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know where Q was during the recording of this album.
Not in the bedroom with her and Phineas recording?
Yeah, I hope. I'm looking at his little picture right now with his pink hair.
Oh, that guy rapper Q. I thought we were talking about.
Oh, QAnon? No, they're talking about. Stop it. Stop it. We've made too many insurrection jokes.
You haven't seen it, Auggie, but I honestly think the way they showed Q and showed the emotional process that she went through, they did a really good job of not actively trashing him, but showing her emotional reaction to his behavior and then how that reflected on the songs that she wrote. And I thought that was really cool that they were able to walk the line of like, we all don't like him for how he behaved. But she never said, I don't like Q or he's being, you know what I mean? They never.
Yeah, but his actions were like to bail at Coachella when your girl is headlining. Are you kidding me? But I would, if Allie was headlining Coachella, I would be back there like, this is my girlfriend. Like, let's go. I would be like.
But it happens though. Like it really happens, right? I booked Snow Show, right? Yes. When we did with Bastille, boyfriend blew me off the night of. I booked the one with Catfish and the Bottlemen and Ex Ambassadors. Boyfriend blew me off the night of. Wow. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it happens. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's more common than people realize. And I actually felt validated in myself based on the story of a teenager. Cause I was like, oh, I just thought this happened to me, but apparently it's not just me.
And that's separate from what I'm saying. I'm just condemning this guy's a piece of shit and it's a man problem or it's a scumbag problem. But I think again, out of 5 scumbags, I think 4 of them, 4.5 of them are dudes.
Young Billie, completely unbothered. This album, several times platinum, but it won 3 Grammys. Her debut album got 3 Grammys, including Album of the Year. On top of the world, whenever she drops a debut, we're probably going to see Grammy time. We're probably gonna top the charts. Now here's where I'm going to get a little spicy with the critics. Spicy critic time. You ready, Jordan?
Yes. Well, no, but yes. I hate these people.
But I know, but they're always out there, especially with something that's different. And I'm just gonna put it this way: this album is different. Roisin O'Connor of The Independent panned its production as subpar and said that the record was dull and bloated overall.
Ooh, okay. I could get dull because it's minimal, but it's not bloated. If something is dull. Yeah, it's far from bloated because they were very intentional. There can't be more than like 4 elements in any given song. Because they're very intentional with what they did. So what was that person's name?
Roisin O'Connor.
Boo.
Which publication was it? Did you say Pitchfork?
The Independent. It could have been the Pitchfork, but it was The Independent.
I mean, I don't know. I just think that there's a deal of people in the critic space who thrive on being anti. Right? They don't get it, or there's sort of something that can happen even in the music side of picking great songs, right? It's easier to say something isn't going to work than to put yourself on the line and say it is great when you don't know, right? And so they're going to be more right by negating things than actually supporting them. However, I don't believe in that stance.
That makes sense.
He's lame. He sucks. I don't like him.
Is that why? Okay, Christy, this is a question I want to ask you. Is what you were talking about? Do you think that played a part in the delay between Billie becoming a star and Billie getting radio airplay? Because she was a star, whether or not radio was going to get along with her. So how come it took so long for Billie to get the shine she deserved on pop or alternative radio? When you were singing her praises as a person that's very well connected and trusted, this will never not make me angry. You deserve so many flowers for this.
Listen, I have theories. I can't prove them because I'm not inner circle as far as the record label is concerned. However, I can say this. Billie Eilish's first tour, when it came through Minneapolis, right? It was at 7th Street Entry, right? So that's a how many person room, Jordan? 250?
75 if they're not playing by the rules. Yeah.
And I drove from Phoenix to LA to see that same tour to see her at the El Rey. Again, a small room. But I was hyper aware when I was doing that. Like, I want to see this artist in a small room because it's not going to be possible again. But to that point, I remember asking to the people who were tied to the project why it was small rooms instead of bigger rooms, because she clearly could have sold 2,500 seats at that point without any radio airplay. And what was explained to me was that Mama Maggie, her mother, really didn't want Billie to go full-fledged stardom so young. They wanted to throttle it a little bit because she was still in school, right? She was also working on the album we're discussing now during that first tour. And so there was sort of this, I think, concerted effort to slow the roll of the process because her parents were actually heavily involved, I think, in the right ways with her career.
Yeah.
And I think they did actually have a piece in that. Now, I'm not sure why they were so slow to roll out specific singles once it was very clear that she was a star. I think that maybe they weren't sure where to put her, and the music world wants to put artists in a box, right?
Mm.
And she doesn't fit in any boxes. And so I think there was that, and they knew they couldn't mess it up, right? Because they had given her a big record signing deal. But I think that they cost her, I mean, she has hits, right, in Ocean Eyes, but that could have been a single. It was a single for us because we decided to play it.
Yeah.
Tested through the roof, by the way. If we have any radio programmers listening, Matt Malone, I know you listen.
Wow.
Put it in library.
Wow.
Actually, Matt Berry at X92 in Calgary, you put it in library.
Wow. Why are you specifically calling these people out? Like,
because, well, actually, I'm calling them out because I think they're forward-thinking programmers.
Okay.
Both Matts are people that I looked at their playlist and I rock with what they're doing. I think Matt Malone actually has one of the best handles of what alternative is in the modern era. And same with Matt Berry. Canada radio, by the way, I went down like a rabbit hole of following everyone in Canadian radio on Twitter, and they're just great. I love them all. I'm huge fans of them.
Billie Eilish also started to break through, or they were trying to work her music at a point in time where I would say certain genres and formats, right, within the boxes that they tried to create in the universe, maybe had issue with thinking female artists meant pop music, right? Or of a woman artist meant pop music. And that's not true. And that's sort of something that I think throughout 2020 and now into 2021, that ceiling has actually been broken, but it hadn't been broken at the time when that album dropped.
Yes, I forgot about renowned pop legend Joan Jett. Yes, that pop music that Joan Jett was making.
Jesus. Alanis Morissette. That's the first thing I think of, like Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, but that's so how she's poppy. Treated now, right? Like if you think about it, alternative and all of the formats that actually championed her to start, she doesn't exist on those playlists anymore. They kind of pushed her to the pop hot AC side and never brought her back. And if you think about a lot of the women artists out of the 90s, very few of them became library golds, as we call them, moving forward. All of the male artists continued moving forward, but you get like No Doubt, a couple Cranberry songs, if you're lucky, a Garbage song, and that's it. All the other women that did great things, and there was Lilith Fair and all this amazing stuff in the 90s, it got pushed by the wayside.
You mean we talked about 2000s? We had battles over this, Christy. I thought we should have 7 Paramore songs in library, at least 3 Avril songs.
Yeah, Paramore come on, everybody loves Paramore, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's only Misery Business, which is a song that they don't even own up to anymore because they think it's misogynist, so they don't play it anymore. They don't play it live, but radio plays it because like, yeah, whatever, Haley, which is dumb. Because they have like 9 songs that should be in live. Not 9, but at least 4.
Yeah, they have.
But I digress.
Great songs. But yeah, we're digressing. But I would just say to answer the question about Billie and why it took so long, I think there's multiple levels to it and probably a lot of stuff behind the scenes at the record label that I could speculate on, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, fine. She's still of the industry, Auggie. She won't air the tea on the pod. Boo, Christy.
We're still trying.
I don't know enough of it though, right?
Oh, yeppers, skeppers. I doubt it.
Jordan, you fully employed man, you.
When I still got 1 foot in, but
come on, you got 2 feet.
Your boss was just texting me, by the way, Jordan. He was like asking me something. I'm like, I'm doing a podcast with Jordan right now.
Yeah, which we're gonna have him on for our Radiohead podcast eventually. Derek Madden.
He's such a Radiohead nerd. Good luck.
I love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, and I can't wait to just be totally dunked on by him. But hey, let's talk about an album that had no problem getting on the radio, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Oh my God, it's the 3rd album released on August 24th, 2010, just weeks before I started my senior year of high school. Auggie, Christy, this is truly the album that defines my high school experience. Isn't that awesome and nostalgic? I'm getting goosebumps already.
Look at that. Wow, you really are. Your hair was like popping on your arm.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's because I've also got, that was also a new tattoo. So it's like,
I was literally going to ask you that. I was like, what? And I almost interrupted earlier to be like, did you get a new tattoo recently?
I did. It's a blue jay. You can't tell because like all my plasma is like splurting out, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
Why blue jay?
So when I was a little kid, my grandma, we had like this little wooden cutout of a cardinal, but I loved blue jays, and I loved cardinals too. Whenever you say cardinal or blue jay, you're like, yeah, I saw a cardinal. It's the coolest thing ever.
For real.
So, but we had like a wooden cardinal cutout, and my grandma would like watch me throughout the day. So, and she was leaving one time and I was like, oh, I really wish that was a Blue Jay. Cause we like seeing Blue Jays together. And my grandma, without me knowing, stole that wooden thing off our patio, went home, had my grandpa saw out like the exact silhouette. Then she painted it as a Blue Jay. And it was like one of the nicest things that you could do. Like, and she just presented it without me knowing. Like, she's like, here, I made you a Blue Jay. And it was a really kind gesture from my grandma. So I want to look at this and be like, yeah, be a nice person like my grandma. But also my grandma does not like my highly visible tattoos. So I'll be like, hey, grandma, look at this one. Probably the most visible of them all. You can't get mad at this because it's for you. It's like, it's both.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So no Blue Jays on this album, just a lot of cotton candy. Teenage Dream is a euphoric and unapologetic pop record with elements of electronic, rock, and hip hop sprinkled through the first half of the record, with the second half hitting some remarkably touching ballads of reflection and growth. A lot of the first like 4 or 5 songs in this slappers, and all of a sudden it gets really sad, and it's when the album starts to suck for me. Yeah. But
this is when people made albums that like you only needed 3 to 4 hits, and you sold that CD.
Geez, if anyone drops an album, they have 3 to 4 hits, like Katy Perry, you are one of the most successful artists ever. Like if you get one or two.
Billie got a whole album.
Not every album was hits. Not every album was hits.
Every song on that album has millions upon millions of streams.
Streaming versus airplay, totally different. I'm talking about, even though the chart doesn't matter, here's my theory about the chart. Okay. If something is number one for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, not a hit. If it's a number one airplay wise for like 2 months, that's real. And that's the only time the chart matters.
It's not. I really think that the chart isn't really a great gauge.
No,
though.
But if it's real, but like High Hopes by Panic at the Disco was number one for like 3 or 4 months. It just stayed there. That's real.
But
if it's like a Flora Cash situation, like, oh, hey, let's get number one. And you get the number one and then it just falls apart. Like, that's not a real song. No one cares about it. They're not going to sell out of that. That's not going to, it means nothing.
I think you're conflating a few things, but I understand your point. I would just say that there are artists that never hit number one that have songs that actually matter and resonate, and they never hit that number one spot.
Oh yeah. That's a different conversation. I feel like I'm talking about the validity of things that hit number one versus, these are two different conversations in my eyes.
I think about Highest in the Room by Travis Scott, and it hit number one for like 1 week or 2 weeks. And like,
that wasn't a hit.
It's like it was number one, but it's not. He's not playing that at the end of his festival show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And neither was that Meg Myers record.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, you're right. All right, back to Katy Perry. We are squirrely today. Teenage Dream dominated Top 40's radio for a solid 18 months, spawning 6 singles.
Shoot Auggie in the face again.
No, stop it. California Girls featuring Snoop Dogg, Teenage Dream, Firework, E.T., Last Friday Night, and The One That Got Away. It's funny how the song that got away is The One That Got Away. That shit sucked. 5 of those 6 songs went number one. It's only the second album in history to have 5 number one singles, the other album being Bad by Michael Jackson, thus making Katy Perry the first woman ever to pull this off. Let's go, Katy.
Woo!
All right, cheers to her. But I will give the distinction, though. All of those singles weren't sold as singles. He actually sold singles. So I just have to distinct Michael Jackson from Katy Perry here.
I guess. I'm not going to say Katy Perry's peak was close to MJ's peak, but as far as dominance in an album era, that's, pretty close. Apples.
Can I ask the question since you did the research?
Ask it.
Katy Perry actually achieved something that Madonna, Cher, Mariah Carey, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, like Lady Gaga, like none of them.
They never went 5 deep on a single album.
Not even Madonna?
I feel like Madonna and Gaga were the closest, because I think Britney only went like 3. Gaga didn't have 4. She didn't have 5 number one. She might have had 4 off of what? Monster?
Yeah, Monster
or the Fame.
The Fame. Yeah, the Fame might have. I don't know. Yeah.
Also, ever since our pod, dude, I've been going crazy with Gaga. That shit rocks.
I realize how good Gaga is. Like I used to be. I not that I was a Gaga hater, but I've definitely come to appreciate her more. And on our previous podcast, I went so far as to say that I think she hasn't hit her like musical peak, and maybe I was overstaying stuff.
Dude, you were. I mean, she could probably. I wouldn't be surprised if she eclipsed that. But there's nothing cooler about Lady Gaga coming out of nowhere and just dominating like that. It was the best.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga worked with Josh Homme, Kevin Parker. I mean, like.
Yeah. Okay. There. Yeah. Stop. When you said Josh Homme, I'm like, oh, we gotta get her off this tangent real quick. It's about to get humid. Okay. Here we go. At the time of its release, Teenage Dream, the album sales era was dwindling rapidly, but that did not stop Perry from 192,000 units sold in the first week and securing an 8 times platinum certification. Wow. That's almost diamond. Perry received 7 Grammy noms for the record, including Album of the Year, Best Pop Album, and Record of the Year. She took the L in those categories, but did win International Album of the Year at the Juno Awards. I think a Juno Award's way cooler than a Grammy because it's kind of like a hipster award, and I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's not cool, I guess, right? Nobody's really like, hey, like, I'm going to watch the Juno Awards. But if you win it, you're like, hey, man, I won a Juno Award before it was cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it just makes you think of, what's the Michael Cera and
Juno.
Yeah, but then what's the other actor? Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page. Nope, shouldn't say that. That's dead. That's dead naming him. Elliot Page.
Elliot.
Yeah, fire movie.
Dead naming.
Top.
That's something I haven't heard. But
dead naming. It's when
I understand the context.
Yeah, that's what it's called when you say the old name or the non-preferred name. That's bad. And
right.
I can see why, because you're like re-triggering stuff.
True.
Yeah.
So sorry, Elliot. I love your fashion. Okay, here we go. Moving on. How do we move? Should we go to 5 fun facts Teenage Dream or 5 fun facts?
Yeah, let's go 5 fun facts when we all fall asleep. Where do we go? Is there a shorter way to say that, by the way?
Nope.
No. Okay. You have to say the entire thing.
All right.
Really Gen Z.
I mean, honestly, I have said When We All Fall Asleep as the album title and left it there. So, but I don't think that's an official shortening of it.
Is Billie, will she be mad at you if you did that to her album title?
I don't think Billie gives a F about a lot of things.
Okay, if you want to say the acronym as a word, it's WUFDWOG. You can just say WUFDWOG.
We're not doing that. All right, so here's fun fact number 1. And this is kind of separated into halves here. Billie Eilish Pirate Beard O'Connell. That's the first of the fun fact. Her name is crazy, and I enjoy it. She's actually in the MCU akin to Weezer, Jordan, and you talked about this before with what was that kid show that was in WandaVision?
Yo Gabba Gabba was in WandaVision, and Weezer was a guest on WandaVision. Therefore, Weezer is actually in the MCU.
There you go. Well, Billie, in the same way, her father, Patrick O'Connell, played a reporter in Iron Man, making her indirectly canon.
No, it doesn't. No, but was he starring as himself, or was he playing a reporter? Because if he was, what's Billie Eilish's dad's name?
His reporter name was Mr. O'Connell. Is what I don't know. I made that up. No.
Okay, I will say if it was Mr. O'Connell in the MCU, I was like, okay, yeah, then she is. But if he wasn't playing himself, then she is not herself. I reject this fun fact, but I appreciate it. But I can't say it's a fact. This is more like a theory.
Christy, what say you?
I mean, well, the fact is he was in the movie, which is cool. But yeah, she's probably not canon because he was in the movie. But still, cool.
Okay, all right, fair enough. She's not canon. My fun fact refuted, but her full name, Billie Eilish Pirate Beard O'Connell, stands.
Yeah. Get your Newsmax fake news ass out of here. Are you kidding me?
Fun fact number 2. This album was recorded in her brother Phineas's bedroom because it was comfy and because they didn't want to waste money in a place that would only get marginally better acoustics and also have poor lighting, which is smart on their part. I really dig that.
You got to watch the documentary because it's phenomenal just to see. They're crammed in this room, and Phineas is working. Room. Yeah, and Billy is just like laying on a bed, just like thinking about lyrics, and they're like crammed in there. It can't be bigger than like 8x8.
Yeah, it's about the size of the room I'm in right now. It's a tiny room. This is what I'm saying. When yes, she had access to certain things and had certain connections, but she didn't grow up in
She's not Jaden Smith, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
How dare you? No, Jaden. Of all the people, you go after Jaden. I guess. I mean, if your dad is Will Smith, you have access to everything, but still, he's a good artist. So really I reject it.
But that goes along with what you're saying. Like we all have the ability to do something great. We just need the tools and the know-how. And I mean, her and Jaden, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I think that their parents set them up to win, right? So I think it's just a matter of good parenting in certain ways. Though I'm not sure how I feel about Britney Spears' father after everything that's come out.
Yeah, this is a very pro Free Britney podcast from the jump. This was episode 1. Was it episode 1 we decided we're Free Britney, or episode 2?
Oh, I mean, we decided that before we even started.
Yeah, but like we vocalized it. Yeah.
Yes, way at the beginning before that documentary thing came out. Free Britney.
Free Britney. What if the Zoom stream just like shut down? It's like, no. Oh my God, it's a conspiracy.
I know, right? Our father's getting them. All right. Number 3, Billie. She is an icon of ASMR. Raise your hand or vocalize if you use ASMR or listen to ASMR.
I like ASMR.
What's the point? So you're listening
Relaxing.
Yeah.
So, okay, guy opens, pops and chews Pringles can. Like that's relaxing.
Yeah, but
that doesn't have to be your thing. There's so many different ways to go.
Well, Pringles can be sick though, because you get the little when you open it and they're really crispy. This podcast is brought to you by Pringles.
do you know the guy that created Pringles was actually cremated and buried in a Pringles can?
That's a great fun fact. They are sustainable. They're not going to waste a plot of land with a big casket. They are just going to put you in a biodegradable cardboard Pringles pillar, a PP.
So did they sell that? They buried it. Okay, I was just thinking like maybe.
I don't know that they put his
Auggie,
ashes in it. I'm not sure if it was
This is our fake spot. This is our fake spot, dude. You're not going with it.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're in it, Christy.
The man that made Pringles, awesome man. I enjoy Pringles. I like to put 2 in my mouth at once. And
yes.
Like this thing or this thing.
The duck bills. Yes.
Yeah, the duck bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. And they're good and they are addictive. Shout out to Pringles. They're not local, but they're unofficially sponsoring this podcast and we appreciate it.
It's the right level of salt, to be honest with you. Like the flavor of salt in Pringles is top notch. It's
not because like Lay's, let's shit on some of their competition. Lay's, too salty. Doritos, over flavored. Pringles, it's like, oh yeah, this is a potato chip. We're not going to make you feel gross and make you feel like you're going to have acne after this. We just want you to have a premium chip experience. PRs and premium. Yes.
Your fingers aren't greasy.
Yeah, that's a premium experience. Premium starts with PR. So does Pringles. Pringle bells, Pringle all the way, dude.
Wow. I love this. Hold on. One time for you. The Pringle bells. I appreciate that, sir.
All right. Thank you, Pringles.
The ASMR thing, though.
Okay, yes.
ASMR. I will say this. Spend some time with the people that talk in whispers. It's very calming.
That's my
This podcast is brought to you by Pringles.
All right. So if you ever listen to NPR and some of their hosts or some people that are like, maybe not the host so much, but some of the guests that they have, the way that they have their microphones set up, the microphones are like way hot. The processing is picking everything up in the room and you hear like every little thing in their mouth when they talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't do it on purpose because there's some ASMR people that like try to overdo it. But like if it's natural and it sounds good and they go like they pan left to right on you, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you feel the little tingles. It's great, man. It puts you right to sleep.
I don't know. Don't know if I like that.
Okay. Well, it's not for everybody. I enjoy it. Christy enjoys it. I think half the world.
At times.
I think half the world does it.
I was about to deep throat my mic. Sorry. But I don't want to.
I think that when it comes to sleeping though and relaxing, I actually think meditation apps are better, but I do enjoy some ASMR stuff. And she does that in her songs, which is the point of this factoid, right?
Yes,
right,
number 3.
Yeah, so I'm saying that. So let's get to it.
Yeah, sorry.
We are really sidetracking ourselves, but it's all good. So you hear like a lot of the stuff, like on Bad Guy, for instance, she does that like threatening on the song. You hear knives sharpening. You hear like on the
crosswalk.
The crosswalk.
That's more of a sample, though. That's more of a sample.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
On the intro track, she pulls out her Invisalign, and you hear it like right there, and it's just or whatever that sound is.
They show you that in the documentary you haven't watched yet, how that process was done, by the way.
Dang, I'm feeling really bad.
Phineas says he wants the Invisalign pop to be like Lil Wayne's lighter flick, and I just love that so much. Billy on the track, click. Oh, that goes hard. Billy's in the stew. Click.
Hey, I love it. Okay, so fun fact number 4, baggy clothes you may have seen made a comeback, and I know that Christy's rocking some baggy jeans from time to time.
I'm actually wearing them today.
Which one's your favorites that you got from that rental company that you ended up buying?
Yeah, dude, rental company, Newly. I love that. Though, now that
we already have a sponsor. Don't even shut them out. Stop talking about them.
All I was going to say is now that I'm underemployed, I don't do it because I got to save the $80 a month.
Yeah. Oh, too expensive. Fuck that company.
So
no, it wasn't that expensive, but
Yeah, it is. Anything over $40 is expensive.
The other companies that do, though, are much more expensive, like Rent the Runway, and the other ones are actually much more pricey.
I'm talking generally. Anything over $40, you're like, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel that way. I'm like,
yeah, that's a big number. 35. Okay, we're getting there.
So marching along. So the baggy clothes thing, I'm putting that all on Billie Eilish. My fun fact is that Billie brought the baggy clothes back from the 90s, and it's because she's wearing it all the time. If you see her. And the reasoning being that she wears these baggy clothes is that she wants to avoid being sexualized, which is the best play possible.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
It makes me sad that it came to that, especially when, she rose to prominence as an underage woman. I wish it wasn't like that, where she had to feel that way.
But I think that it's cool.
It's really cool
that she was, again, aware enough at her age, whether it was help of the team around her and her parents and coaching and whatever have you, but they saw what had happened to so many of the stars of the past, a la, we are pro, save Britney, free Britney, right? Mm-hmm. That they saw those missteps and said, we are not going to subject Billie to these same circumstances. I mean, the fact that by putting Britney in the type of stylization she was in, which worked for her and she liked it and she was comfortable, but it also made so much of the contexting around her very sexualized, and then about her virginity and all of this stuff that it shouldn't have been about. More power to Billie and her people, whoever came up with that, so that has never been a piece of the conversation. Nobody has ever asked Billie Eilish, as far as I'm aware, are you a virgin? Because it's not their business. Who cares?
Ooh.
Okay, so let's compare this to Katy Perry, who is very near naked and or naked for most of this album's promotional assets. How do we feel about her working it?
She's
grown. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, this doesn't even.
She's an adult, but
yeah,
I will mention this point that with all the sexual harassment training we do in the universe, which is great, people need to be aware. Katy Perry's album on the halls of certain radio stations I've worked in, I've always been like, well, she's naked with her butt in a pink cloud. She looks really hot, but technically someone could be getting sexually harassed by this image.
Oh, that's a great point.
They could be uncomfortable, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, the point of that is just that working in the music industry and or radio, you can do all the training in the world and then stumble upon an artist's album that could offend all of your coworkers that you just learned you shouldn't do with, a bikini calendar of hot girls from Sports Illustrated, because that would be offensive. But there's Katy Perry and her cloud with her butt. So I don't know. It's fine if she wants to do it. She's an adult, but
yeah.
Wow.
Would it fly today? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel weird about it because if it's art, you can do it. You can do whatever you want with your art. You can put yourself out there. You can be Tyler the Creator and putting your head on a centaur. Or you can be Katy Perry nude. Go for it. But when you start putting it in a radio station, we play Katy Perry. Here's Teenage Dream. It's I don't know if that's are we being prudes about it? I think we might be a little bit, but also I don't know. There's nothing wrong with modesty, but modesty culture is bad. Also, I don't like showing my body like that. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out
it just adds different contexting, right? So it invites a different conversation into your music and what you're about. But she was an adult. And when she was younger and doing music, she did Christian music, right? So she already spent her time in that sort of modest and reserved box and then decided as an adult woman to break free of that box, which I think is different than Billie, who is a teenager still. So
Yeah.
True. It's all about the agency, and yeah.
Ooh, that's a good bow on the. That's a good bow on the convo. Sorry for derailing with a philosophical thing that we had no idea what to make of it.
I derailed with sexual harassment training. It's fine. I did it first.
Yeah, it worked. Okay, Ray J. I did it first.
Jordan, Christy, fun fact number 5 for where do we all go when we fall asleep?
Okay, butchered, but go on.
Most people know that Billie Eilish has Tourette syndrome.
Yes.
But did you also know that she has synesthesia?
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain what that is for people that don't know?
Yeah. So synesthesia is basically like we all have our basic sensory inputs like sense of smell, hearing. With people with synesthesia, they get jumbled and they get mixed up. So if you hear something, you might smell something that corresponds with that, or if you see something, you might hear something that corresponds with that. So a quote from her when she made this album is that everything that I make, I'm already thinking of what color it is, what texture it is, what day of the week it is, and what number it is, and what shape.
Yeah.
I feel like we all have some degrees of synesthesia going on.
Yes, I agree.
Because like I can think of synth based music to me is always like cool colors like blues and purples and greens, whereas like rock music I associate that with like earthy colors like red and brown.
Red, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But that might be more because like maybe because I've made music before, so I think about like, oh, like what inspired this, and whenever I'm making synthy things, I'm looking at blue things. Or if I'm trying to make like a rock song, I'm thinking about like red stuff. So maybe that's it, because I have like a full comprehension of like the artistic process. But I don't know if I'm a synesthete, but I think we all have a degree of associations. Like when you think of grandma's cookies, you think about that time in your life, you're like, oh yeah, nostalgia and stuff. I think that's a form of synesthesia, kind of, right?
Huh. Yeah. When you smell something and it takes you back to a place, or recently, I thought
synesthesia was only about visuals, though. That when you heard sounds, you visualize colors and things of that sort. I didn't realize that it was about smells, because I think everyone smells something too, and it takes them back into a place.
It's
rock
sensory input.
Yeah. So like rock smells like dude, Christy. Smells like sweaty gooch, bro.
What does rock feel like? Does it actually feel like rocks?
Rock feels like a kind of worn down like 80s vintage tee you got from Ragstock. It's supposed to be from the 80s, but it's actually from 2017.
You got the terrible like Minnesota Vikings thing with the guy missing like on the hat.
Yeah, just super fake. Dude, we've derailed.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to derail again, but keep going.
Yeah, I was like, where should we get to number 5? Fun fact number 5, or
nope.
Are you done?
That was 5.
Oh, that was number 5? Oh, should we go on a Teenage Dream then? Derail a little bit more? All right, here we go. 5 fun facts about Katy Perry's Teenage Dream, brought to you by Pringles. Number 1, Teenage Dream. I hope we don't get a cease and desist. That would be terrible.
If they do that, fuck them, because we're going free.
Then we're gonna talk about veggie straws and their Pringle adjacent ones. Like, shut up, veggie straws. Number 1, Teenage Dream was inspired by Shakespeare. Songwriter Bonnie McKee was inspired by Romeo and Juliet and the fact that teenager is a powerful word packed with emotion and imagery. Think about that. When you think about teenager. Yes?
So Katy Perry, unlike Billie Eilish, did not actually write any of her songs.
I think let's see. She didn't write Teenage Dream. Bonnie McKee did. Go.
Yeah,
also,
that's why I asked that, because I was like, wait a second, that's not Katy Perry's name.
I think that she's not a writer.
Yeah. Katy
Doesn't
Perry.
that make Billie the superior musician then? Because
collaboration. No, don't go there. Collaboration does not hinder creativity, and that's fine. I think she's credited on some stuff. I think Bonnie was there to assist. Yeah, so Katy Perry and Bonnie McKee were working together on stuff.
You know that there's a whole petition going through like the Songwriters Guild right now, to sort of push back on artists who didn't necessarily write the songs, or, for example, wrote one line of the song and then they get all this publishing credit that should be going to the songwriters, and the songwriters sort of go with it because they feel like it's better to be tied to said bigger name brand artist than to not allow it. But there's a big pushback and a big petition happening now, because all these artists are taking credit for writing songs that maybe they didn't write. I hope that Katy Perry did help Bonnie, but we do not actually know at this point. Do we?
Yeah, it should be percentage based, right? Like if there's 20 lines in a song and you wrote one, then you get 5%, right? Because one of 20 is 5%, right?
Also the music, how do you quantify the music? Like what if you like wrote the drums for a particular song? Like how do you quantify that?
Well, then you get all that. You should get a lot because you help produce that.
I know, but like the thing is like you quantify. It's easy to quantify.
Well, that's where NFTs come in, right? Where you can divide up the musical tracks and make them into actual pieces and parts that you can be bought separately. Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that goes with this because you're talking about like, hey, if you wrote one line, which is 5 words, but there's 200 words on this, then you only get like you're like 2.5% of the song. But it's not just the words that we're talking about. We're talking about the guitar riffs. We're talking about the drums. Everything is written. And to be a songwriter, you get credit based on what you did. But how do you quantify that? Like if I wrote,
if you hit the triangle.
Right. And that's where the pushback is, because then they get less money than they probably should based on the work and the amount of creativity, right, that they provided to the project. Anyway, I derailed, but.
Well, I'm just going through this real quickly, and it looks like Katy Perry has writing credits on every song. So.
Yeah, but are they real credits though? I think that's what Christy's getting at. Like, did she really
had input on her art? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like a consultant? Like, yeah, I like that. No, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, she probably did, right? But there's definitely big name brand artists who I will not say here because I do not want to get myself in trouble. But
Sam,
I've heard from behind the scenes.
Oh, it's one of those
because they're way too popular. But like I've heard from behind the scenes that they've gotten credit for these big albums, Grammy award-winning albums, right? And they really like changed 2 words.
You know who does write all their own lyrics?
Billie Eilish and Phineas
and Lil Flip.
Oh my God. Really?
Why with the little flip today?
Because fun fact number 2, Game Over, one of the best songs of 2003. Okay.
Stop.
Real number 2, Teenage Dream was rewritten 5 times in 10 days. 5.
What?
Yeah, it went through a rewrite every 2 days. For 10 days, rewritten by Katy Perry, Bonnie McKee, Max Martin, and piece of shit Dr. Luke, who is going by a different name, by the way.
Oh, what is it?
I don't know, but we have to figure out what. Let's see, Dr. Luke, new name. I remember.
Is Kesha ever gonna get like this whole thing resolved? I am on Team Kesha for this whole thing, and it feels like the Free Britney campaign gets a lot more attention than the Free Kesha campaign.
Is it Kaz? Is he going by Kaz?
No, he's going by Tyson Tracks, and he also this sucks. He has a producer credit on Shimmy Shimmy Ya Shimmy Ya Go and Give It to Me, which is a bummer. The Lil Wayne and Doja song. Another one we can't listen to.
Cancel culture isn't real, doesn't really happen.
Yeah, this is just a consequence. Tyson Tracks, Dr. Luke. I hate this guy.
He's still getting jobs. See,
another, yeah, he's doing just fine. Oh, but burn my Nike. I don't like Colin Kaepernick. I love that. Cancel culture is bad. Okay, yeah, tell that to Dixie Chicks. Tell that to whatever. That conservative counter argument.
The problem is
flat on me.
It's not really real, but it's a unifying force because people think that things are being taken away from them that aren't, and they have no other things to lean on that side. So they're creating these controversies to unify and whatever. I'm not going to get into politics. It's fine.
Yeah, let's get into fire. No, it's not fine. But let's get back into Teenage Dream, something we can all just really unite behind and grind to at 120 BPM. Number 3, Firework is a song about death. People often mischaracterize the song to be self-empowerment, but the fact is Katy views this song as her epitaph and wants it to come true when she dies. Okay, it gets even weirder. She told Entertainment Weekly, "When I pass, I want to be put in a firework and shot across the sky over the Santa Barbara Ocean." I still think this is a self-empowerment anthem. It sounds really It's in the interview with Kim Jong-un and James Franco. It helps Kim Jong-un in the movie.
Joe Biden got inaugurated with Katy Perry singing Firework right there on the mall.
He was really he was empowered by that song to increase the military budget and bomb Syria. Good for you, Joe. I'm really happy you had you had that going for you.
Yeah, and basically lowball us on our stimulus.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, this has got to stop. When I say this, I mean people getting cremated and putting themselves places, like putting someone on the beach.
What?
You know, when like people like
what, you lost me, cremated, like dying and turned to ash, cremated. Okay.
Yeah, because Katy Perry wants to get cremated and then shoot herself over the Santa Barbara Ocean. But what if there's a family on their boat in the Santa Barbara and all of a sudden cremated ashes falls on your barbecue?
I mean,
what about
is matter?
Yeah, but like think about this, like, oh, my grandpa was a big Pirates fan, and then they put the grandpa's ashes in the Pittsburgh Pirates Stadium, and then all of a sudden Eric Chavez, who hasn't played in the MLB for years, slides into third into your grandpa. Like, let them play. No, I don't want. I don't know.
Grandpa wanted that. That's what Grandpa wanted. You know?
Did the baseball player want that? It's like
it's dirt to him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Ashes are dirt adjacent. You know what I'm saying?
When I'm cremated, I wanted my ashes to go on the mound at Target Field with a note. When the Twins pitcher gets to the mound, I'll be like, hey, you're standing on me. If you don't pitch a no-hitter, I will haunt you the rest of your life. And then what if he does? What if he pitches a no-hitter because I threatened him from beyond the grave? That'd be amazing.
That's amazing, actually.
The Padres just did that, right? The other day, first no-hitter ever.
Yeah, but not upon a cremated person.
Well, you don't know. Maybe there was.
That would be a huge news story if that happened. If a cremated person threatened a Padres pitcher and then the Padres pitcher did it, it would be everywhere. It would be on Al Jazeera. They'd be covering that.
Jordan, I got you.
They do good news.
They do.
One better than this, Jordan.
Okay.
Inject your ashes into the game ball of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are not going to move. I'm putting this out there. They're not moving.
I appreciate that.
And on your birthday, on whatever year that is, that game ball has your ashes inside of it, and the players are none the wiser.
But like, yeah, what if like whatever the Ricky Rubio in 2095 just bricks one, like, and then my ashes just ricochet off the left of the of the backboard? That'll be great. I don't know. I don't want to put that pressure on someone from beyond the grave. Like, hey,
just sounds like Ballgate all over again, but Deflategate. Is that what it was called? But not really.
Ballgate.
Was it called Deflategate? Is that what it was called with Tom Brady and the Patriots? Right.
Yeah. Matt Gates, ball.
I didn't say balls. I said ball. Whatever.
Ballgate. I'm trying to think of a funny thing with Ballgate, but I can't. Number 4, fun fact about Teenage Dream. The album cover features Katy Perry naked in cotton candy clouds. We talked about this. Why did she do this? Why did she lay naked on a cotton candy cloud landscape? She told, wait, I don't have my source. Oh my God, I feel so bad about that. But whatever. Okay. She did this because she said, quote, maybe CDs will be extinct next time I put out an album. So I wanted to go out with a bang for people to remember this. I think our collaboration will make it memorable. And she was correct. She foresaw the death of sales. And she's like, I'm going out with a bang. I hope that cotton candy was CGI, because like if you had to waste a lot of cotton, you can't eat that after. Well, some pervert probably would. They definitely would. But like,
it wasn't cotton candy though. It's definitely, they used like cotton ball type material.
Yeah, that was probably post-prod. You'd hate to waste a lot of cotton candy.
It'd be sticky.
Cotton candy. Thoughts on cotton candy? Is it over or underrated?
Katy Perry putting cotton candy on her. Thoughts on? No, never mind. That was a bad joke. Anyways.
Do we like it as a snack?
I think cotton candy is fine with its place in the universe. I think it's more enjoyable as a kid because you don't care about getting sticky, but it's still good as an adult. It's just a little messy.
I'm talking about maybe once every 2 years I can have cotton candy, but I don't know if I want to have it more than that.
Oh, well, my nieces have a cotton candy machine. And so they just made cotton candy last weekend. It exists.
Oh yeah, they're like 4, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 5. Yes. They had fun with their cotton candy.
Yeah.
I think
Everyone's cotton candy prime is up to age 10. Sorry, Auggie.
it's better as like an experience, I would say. Like it's better when you watch the guy make it, or in the case of your family actually making it yourself. Like that's amazing. But if you just get a bag of it, like it sucks. It's terrible.
You have to. It has to be fresh. The kind where they spin it inside the mechanism and it rolls up on the little stick thing. That's cool.
If you watch him make it, it sucks.
Cotton candy is the American response to hibachi.
Stop it. Stop it.
All right. Number 5.
Jordan. Where's my gong?
Where's your gong? I let you have that.
It's back in Minnesota.
Do you still have your place here?
Mm-hmm.
When are you coming back? Oh, yeah.
Less than 4 weeks. I'm getting a vaccine on the 15th, and then I got to get some antibodies. I'm driving back across America to Minnesota.
Yo, I got the J&J on Thursday, and on Friday I woke up and it felt like my hips and knees were 85 years old. I was fine every other way, but I felt old. Like my hip, I was like, oh, I was like grabbing stuff to like walk. Yeah.
I'm getting the J&J this coming Thursday. So
yeah, watch your joints, drink lots of water.
When I text you on Friday, I'll group text you guys. I'll be like, I'm a grandma, the vaccine, it took me out.
Yeah, it's aging us and it's killing us. I had the same vibes with my first shot of Moderna. So like my joints were achy. I woke up like, I feel old as shit.
Do you, wait. Do you feel special because you got like the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine? And do you feel like Jordan and I are vaccine second class citizens because we're getting Johnson & Johnson?
Is that the narrative?
I feel as though there's an elitist narrative around this that some people are like, oh, Johnson & Johnson.
Isn't that one covering more strains though?
I think so. And I think over time,
noted scientist Christy Taylor is like, yeah, I think it's good against.
But I think over time, all of them are going to need boosters. So it's sort of like irrelevant that one does so much now and one does this much because eventually the boosters will equalize them all. Yeah.
Personally, I don't think that like anybody, if you got a vaccine, I think cool, more power to you. I'm happy that I got like the top of the line, the Moderna.
See?
Oh my god.
Like, whatever you got is cool. Like because at the end of the day, you're right.
But they think they got top of the line. See, Jordan?
I was reading like 10 months ago or whatever that the Moderna was like the best one. The Pfizer was like not as good, but people are saying now the Pfizer's better. I don't know, but like we're all vaccinated. I don't really think that. You guys are trash because you guys got Johnson & Johnson. I don't think that.
Well, I haven't gotten it yet, but I will on Thursday.
And you're better for that. And I'm not looking down on my people that aren't getting vaccinated because like, honestly, this shit is untested and they let you know. Jordan, did how many papers did you see that was like, this is experimental?
I didn't see much of that. I just filled out like a patient information thing.
Oh, I got some paperwork that was like, this is experimental. This is not FDA approved, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
They are FDA approved, though.
No, they're not. The CDC is recommending them, but the FDA has not approved these things.
Oh, God. This is a music podcast. I'm Googling, are the vaccines FDA approved?
Well, it's a real life podcast.
FDA.gov. Yes, all 3 FDA authorized vaccines are effective in preventing hospitalization and deaths from COVID-19. Fake news. Auggie. In 2018, we did a promotional video for Go 96.3 where you and Sophia yelled fake news at me. Here I am 3 years later, returning the favor. Fake fucking news, dude. You kidding me? How dare you?
I got my paper somewhere, dude. I gotta go. I'm gonna go on that FDA website and I don't know.
It's right here.
No, they're FDA approved though. They are. I swear I've read that numerous times. The thing I didn't know, my stupid vaccine story that I did not know.
Yeah, what?
Is
go.
I didn't know it was free. So like,
I mean, yeah.
A few days ago, like less than a week ago, like because it's America and everything costs money. Like even when you know what I mean, things are never free really. And I was like, oh, when they said they bought the vaccine, I just thought they meant they bought it so we could buy it off of them. So we had enough to buy, but it's actually free. Didn't know that. They don't advertise that part of it that well.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at the Google.
He's still looking at vaccines.
Yeah, I was about to say like
said that they approved it for emergency use, but it's not like their normal guidelines. So
I don't know. Approval's approval, dude. Take it how you get it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Where are we, Jordan?
We're at fun fact number 5. We previously discussed how 5 songs went number 1 from this album. The only single that didn't go number 1 was the one that got away. I love the irony there. It peaked at number 3. Had it gone number one, Katy Perry would have tied Michael Jackson's record of 6 number ones on a single album. Like we discussed, he did it with Bad in 1987. Sean Connery. 87.
Okay.
7. Sean Connery and Indiana Jones, best supporting actor in history. I said it.
How do you feel about Sean Connery as 007 though? Does the misogyny bother you now in like the light of where we are in the world?
I've never seen those movies, but I'm sure the misogyny would. I don't like anything that's really misogynistic.
Yeah, they came out in like the 60s, right? I'm pretty sure like
yeah.
Be like, what the fuck is this shit if we watch
it. Should we move on to the gateway drug and one's got to go, Auggie? Should we do one or both?
What?
Okay, so we got 2 bits, Christy. So one's got to go is basically we're giving you 4 options. You delete one from the multiverse. The gateway drug is like the non-single song that is popping and that's going to get somebody into this. Let's
do one's got to go because it's a game. I don't want to talk anymore. I want to play games.
Let's play a game. Do I get to play?
Yeah, you get to play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with one's got to go. So, Christy, like Auggie said, I'm going to give you 4 things from the life and career of Billie Eilish, circa day when we all fall asleep. Where do we go? And then you have to decide which one will impact her career the least. It could get dicey. You might get uncomfortable, and that's okay. That's where growth happens.
I will be uncomfortable. I'm too much of a fan. Keep going though. Keep going. I'm here for it.
I'll add this addendum to that is maybe your internal clock is telling you that, hey, I don't care if this affects her career. This is just what I want. And that's
either or. Yeah. Basically, we're looking just for a good response. That's really the only rule. Number 1, Ocean Eyes, out of there. Doesn't exist.
Oof.
Number 2, Phineas isn't the only producer. She's bringing in Max Martin and whatnot. Yeah, that's
not
that
Max
one's
Martin. Can we get Max Martin?
Number 3, no Justin Bieber remix of Bad Guy. Also, after seeing the documentary, Justin Bieber's my guy, dude. The way he's like so compassionate and empathetic towards her. I was like, that man. And then I watched an interview he did with Zane Lowe where he's like crying about like, I just want to protect her and not go through what I did. I was like, holy shit, this man's traumatized. And yeah, he's fucked up and said some dumb things or whatever, but like this guy's been through the ringer. So I have a newfound like love and empathy for Justin Bieber. And he gets his peaches from Georgia.
He does. They're good.
He gets his weed from California.
He goes to church in California.
No, does he do? Oh yeah, does he still go to Hillsong? Also, okay, that's a bummer. I don't like how he says, "I'll take my girl up to the north." Yeah, badass bitch. Like I would never call my wife a
Why?
badass.
I want to talk about Billy. What's my?
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, number four one's got to go. No James Bond soundtrack. I put this in here because I think it gives Billie Eilish a credibility with the older James Bond demo that we were talking about with Sean Connery. Like,
so I have an answer for this.
Wait, hold up. I'm not done explaining my thoughts with James Bond. And we don't even know the impact of the theme song yet because the movie's not out, right? They haven't dropped.
But she already won a Grammy for it.
Because it's so good. Imagine
and
when
she made it in a rush job backstage on a tour bus with like bad acoustic, and it's still good.
And it's so good. So imagine this: when the movie drops, people go, "Oh, I forgot about." People forgot about the No Time to Die. So when it drops again, people are going to lose their mind. So to recap, Ocean Eyes, number 1, got to go. Number 2, Phineas isn't the only producer. Number 3, no Biebs remix. Number 4, no James Bond soundtrack. Auggie, Christy, discuss.
We don't need Biebs.
Yeah, we don't need Biebs. Like that. First of all, they weren't in the studio together when that got created. Bad Guy was already out. And because she's such a super fan of the Bieber, right? He wanted to collaborate, and Phineas was kind of like, I can tell that this is going to be too much for you. So cool. We'll just add him to Bad Guy and do that. But that was just putting him in the wrong place. I will take this to like, as far as I can take this up a flagpole. Bieber should have redone Ocean Eyes. That's where it should have been used. Put Bieber on Ocean Eyes, re-release it as a single. That would have been fire because that fits both of them tonally, and they would have complemented each other. Whereas it sounded a little awkward within the Bad Guy.
Ooh, but okay. How about this though, Christy? What if he was on You Should See Me in a Crown?
I don't think that would worked.
I don't think it would work.
Bieber in 2016, yes, because he was rapping in 2016. But I don't think it would have worked. And You Should See Me in a Crown. Well, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have a gritty voice. He can't. He doesn't have that creative thing. He's either like smooth, soft ballad or soulful pop.
Right, because what she did, Jordan, remind me, who did she collaborate with on Lovely?
Khalid.
That was great, right? I feel like Bieber should have done a song like that with Billie.
Because he's like a 100% thoroughbred. Like, yeah, I can sing. Mm-hmm. Like that's just like, that's like, he's singing. That's what Bieber does.
What? Okay. All right. Let me just go here. What if they completely revamped Wish You Were Gay and made it a duet?
I think it gets problematic. I think when you introduce the guy, yeah. I don't know. That song I get the song, but it makes you kind of uncomfortable.
It doesn't make me uncomfortable, especially when you know it's about Q.
I don't know the whole idea. I don't know. I wish you were gay. I wonder, like, well,
no, she says, I wish I was gay.
I thought it was, I just kind of wish you were gay. I thought it was you.
The actual title is Wish You Were Gay.
Yeah, I thought it was Wish You Were Gay. And I wish we had a member of the LGBTQIA community to discuss this. But I just feel like it's kind of tokenizing orientation. And I don't know if I like that.
I feel like the lyrics, though, are about, like, she wishes she wasn't attracted to this male individual.
Yeah. But then she says that she wishes he was gay, so that wouldn't be an issue. And I don't know if I like that. But I get the emotion. I get the North Star of the song. I just don't know if I like the execution, because I feel like it marginalizes and makes light of an orientation. I don't know if the power dynamic is there yet to do that. Like, I don't know if that's correct.
That's really interesting. And I would like to know, so like, because we don't have a member of the LGBTQA here, if you hear this, send us a tweet at the link of LP. Let us know your thoughts, because we really want to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. Always down for discourse on the Link Up LP. We're just talking it out. It's a listening party. We gotta listen.
It is. This discussion, you sitting there in your car or with your headphones on, whatever you're doing, you're with us.
Yes. All right, Auggie, give us one's got to go for Katy Perry.
Here we go. So Katy Perry. I just want to put this addendum in here, Jordan, that every song on this album annoyed me at the time. But on second and third and fourth listen, I really enjoyed this album. So, all right, here we go. One's got to go from Katy Perry's whole life. The number one, the 2015 Super Bowl performance. That means we don't get a left shark that was popularized during that whole thing.
Long live Left Shark. What a time on the internet.
I love the Left Shark. Number two, being born into a super Christian family, we won't get this rebellious Katy Perry that gives us songs such as Peacock.
That's got to stay.
Okay. Number three, the song Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. That was her inspiration to make California Girl. She said, we need one on the West Coast. And she enlisted Snoop Dogg. And then there you go.
I'm honestly so happy that Katy Perry was inspired to write an anthem for California, because there's never been an anthem written about California ever in the history of songwriting.
I feel like every Beach Boy song covered that.
Yeah. Beach Boys, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Do we really think that the Jay-Z's thing inspired it, or do we think it was inspired by California Girls?
I think Katy Perry saw the success of Empire State of Mind, how great of a song it was. I'm like, yeah, I want to try and parlay my song success off of that.
It reminds me of California Girls a little bit. So
what? How? No, don't say that, Christy.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is it's supposed to be about California Girls, but she said in an interview that's what her thought process was. We need an anthem, and I want to be the person to deliver this anthem. But Jordan, you're right. Her ego was too huge with this. She thought she was bigger than she was, and didn't realize that there were already anthems. But maybe we needed one this decade or this past decade. So
I love the song. Also getting the Snoop Dogg feature, great. I love it, and that's why I don't accept much Katy Perry slander, because like, oh, do you have a Snoop Dogg verse? Oh, you don't? Then you can't talk about it.
Okay.
But all right.
And number four here, on the One's Gotta Go, I Kissed the Girl and I Liked It. That's the song that basically like all of us heard first and introduced us to Katy Perry. What say you?
I got one. Do you want me to jump in while you?
Let me let it percolate for a sec while you talk.
I'm gonna go with the Super Bowl performance. I don't think it did anything to, grow her career. Right? It was cool to get that shark, I guess, but I could be without the shark. I don't need the Super Bowl performance. It's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree with you. Yeah, because like, man, is the Super Bowl performance kind of like a nail in your coffin? Because I haven't seen anyone do the Super Bowl and then get even bigger. Like you'd think that would happen.
Not a nail in your coffin, but a feather in your hat. Like,
yeah, okay, maybe that's better. Kind of like I did it. I made it here. Here we go.
Folks,
maybe the Weeknd, because I think the Weeknd has room to get bigger after his Super Bowl performance. But a dude that sings about blow in every song, you can't maximize your catalog. And like everyone's like, play The Morning, play songs from Trilogy. He can't, guys. And I was one of them yelling about it, like, play The Morning, show us some love. No, he can't. He just can't. I'm surprised he did The Hills.
Both of you are wrong. I think it's Empire State of Mind for me. I feel like we didn't need California Girls. Yeah.
No, that was single number one.
That's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, it's yeah, dude. It's shocking.
That's an opinion.
Yeah. It's just shocking. Stop it. Okay. Well, have that opinion.
Yeah, it's my opinion, guys. Okay, this is about opinions and synthesizing your own. You know what I'm saying? To quote my guy Jordan Alamat.
Hey.
It's on 93X. You know what I'm saying? Host of the Link Up LP.
Co-host.
Also, great animal father and a great husband.
Fun fact: I reject the animal parenthood vocabulary.
Thank you.
Yes, I am an animal. I'm an animal. I don't like. Oh, is that your son? Is that your? Oh, Tristan, is that your daddy? I'm like, no, I'm not. That animal's dad. That's like the dude. That's my G right there. You know why my animals respect me? Because I treat them like equals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't go. Ooh, 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 ooh. I go, hey Ford, what's poppin', dude? I literally go, that's how I greet him. I go, gang.
What makes you,
and he loves
so many
me.
things. There were so many jumps in that statement. First of all, I am Bubba's mom because I take care of him and pay for the things, but I don't talk to him like he's a baby.
I don't know. I think Tristan is my homie, and I go, dude, good shit, bro. You pooped outside. Really proud of you.
I don't. So
you get it?
For Bella, I don't consider myself a dog father. You know, like I'm not one of those people. However, I do baby talk my little Bella. You know, I'm like.
So there's no consensus between the three of us. We all handle this different ways. Jordan does none of the things. I do one of the things, and you do one of the things, Auggie.
Well, I think my animals have always respected me. I think it's because I don't.
What you trying to say? Bubba doesn't respect me?
I might be saying that. I might be dancing around it, Christy.
Bella listens. I've trained her well. You know what I mean? She knows things. She knows how to do stuff.
Riveting stuff, Auggie. My dog knows how to do stuff.
I taught her sit. You know what I'm saying? I taught her to come. I taught her.
You did what?
To come, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come here. Like, she knows that. Just go away.
I was making a joke.
To come, we're not gonna go there. This is a dog. We're not going.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Jordan.
Yeah, come on, man. So, and I've also taught her to stand. I've taught her up so she can stand on two legs, and she goes like this. And
can she do that little dance thing that the little dogs do?
Yeah, I've been trying to teach her to hold it longer and like to go forward. That's something I'm working on with her.
Yeah, that little meme of the dog that dances in the doorway like that. She could do that.
I want her to learn really badly.
That's cute. Bubba knows things. I mean, whatever, but it's fine.
Sick.
You guys want to hit this?
Yes.
Hit the game, the link up.
Yes. Let's hit the link up. Let's go, baby boy.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
And now it's time for the Link Up Challenge. Auggie 5000 versus Jordan. Fight!
All right, let's go. It's time for the link up. I totally forgot how we preface this game. All right, the link up is where Auggie and I try to compare these two albums or artists together by as many things as possible. The criteria of which the link's validity will be judged is Christy Taylor.
And it's a one and done vote,
it's
right?
One
like
and done.
If I say no, boo, you're out and the other person wins.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So it's up to you to set the criteria. If you wanted to, you know what I mean? If you want to keep it to the same album, that's all you. If you don't like little puns, that's something I like to do. If you don't like puns, you can just call it right then and there. It's all on you, Christy. And there's a punishment that you came up with, hopefully.
Just like you are Bubba's mother, you are also our mothers, or in Jordan's case, father.
Hate it.
I mean, he referenced this before about playing catch, and if you drop
yes.
out.
Yes, one of my favorite moments. Never. It's a long story. It's on our It's on our IG at the Link Up LP. If you want to see me get really sad about playing catch with my dad, even though this never happened, but I definitely mischaracterized it. Okay, who's going first? Am I going first this week?
Yes.
Okay. Link Up number 1. Zanny is track 2 off of When We All Fall Asleep. Where do we go? A Zanny is a drug. Circle the Drain off Teenage Dream is a song about Katy Perry's ex's battle with addiction.
That song's about Travis McCoy.
It is.
Huh. Yeah, that passes. That's a good
That's
thing.
a good intro. That's a good intro link. I agree.
Like that. And shout out Travis McCoy, man. I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves.
No, I think he's doing good now. I think he came out of that.
Good for him.
Good for you, Travis.
Here we go.
Well, it'd be sad though if I lost Katy Perry. I mean, I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
Both of these, both these artists, Katy Perry and Billie Eilish, have done pretty unique Vanity Fair videos. We've all seen like the 4, I think, Vanity Fair videos that Billie Eilish has done by now. The same interview over and over again. Katy Perry did an art exhibit video where she was basically like a head on a platter. And this is the link.
That is fairly weak, Auggie.
Vanity Fair is the link here. They both did videos.
I didn't even know about the Katy Perry one though. Obviously, I knew about the Billie one.
Also,
I'll let it pass because I didn't know about it. So it's like a fun fact that I didn't know. So I learned something, but I didn't love it. So
I want to interject here. Auggie has been known to lie to try and get links through.
Obviously, I'm not lying.
No, that's what you said last time. He lied once.
You can watch this video right now. I'll share screen. I'll go on share screen.
Don't share screen. No, don't reveal your links. Okay. Here we go. Here's a link between Billie and Katy. Both had radio singles written in the key of E major. You Should See Me in a Crown is written in the key of E major.
Lies.
So is Katy Perry's The One That Got Away. I would not lie about this. I have credibility talking about music theory on the air, Auggie. Only one of these. There's 3 DJs, 3 on-air hosts in the Zoom right now. Only one was in band class. It was me. I know what I'm talking
band
about.
class, but I don't know music theory. Like,
Boo.
See, you could lie to us and we would never know, Jordan.
Google it. Key of The One That Got Away. They're both in E major.
no, that's a great link. My favorite, when we worked together, I would always talk about how I loved when you leaned into the music knowledge that wasn't outwardly apparent to other people. So I love these kinds of links. Kudos to you.
It went really well. I had great ratings both at night and in the morning. That's a lie.
You did have good ratings though in the morning. The ratings.
Did I? Oh, that's why they went up.
Yeah, they went up.
But I think that's more of a people getting back in the car thing, not a.
Gosh, I wonder what my
Where you're
last
just
month's
great.
ratings were.
Oh, thank you.
I should ask Sam. Anyways.
Nah,
Okay.
there's no
all
need
right.
to know.
So here's my link between Katy Eilish and Katy Perry and Billie Eilish.
Katy Eilish.
Kalia.
Dave Meyers directed the video for Bad Guy. He also worked with Katy Perry on Swish Swish.
Yeah, passes. It's okay. Jordan's was better, but it passes.
Yeah, Swish Swish was on this album though. I have problems with this.
Hey man, you're gonna link Katy Perry stuff that is not adjacent to this album. I know it.
Not if I don't have to get there. Also, Listerine or Act missed a huge opportunity to market their product with Swish Swish. Like imagine if Listerine had Swish 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 for like 30 seconds. Genius. This is why I'm in marketing
song
now.
Wasn't that good though? I think
It was
maybe
very
that's why.
bad.
It was
Yeah.
like really, she really missed the mark with that song and that album and like the whole fight with Taylor Swift. I was like, everything about it was just not done well.
Yeah, no. Katy fell off real quick. But here's a link for you. You ready? Okay. Phineas produces for Billie Eilish. That's her brother. Billie Eilish collaborated with Justin Bieber. Phineas, remember her brother, and Benny Blanco produced Lonely by Justin Bieber. Benny Blanco also produced California Girls by Katy Perry. A double producer link. Damn, Jordan. Ding, ding, ding. If I must say so myself.
It was such a reach, but I'll let it go.
What? How's that a reach? What? This is like a
many
nod.
connections.
This is like an Eagle Scout level nod.
I love the link, Jordan. So
Thank you, Auggie.
I'm not debating this link.
Okay, I'm not going to come after you.
A lot of times I'll challenge these links, and this one I'm not.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's a real one right there.
Speaking of Billy's brother Phineas, he had a minor role on Glee, and Glee actually had an episode about a Katy Perry song.
Oh, that's a good link. I like that.
That's a great link,
Yes. Yeah, that's a good link.
Okay. As a promotion for her album Smile, we can leave Teenage Dream. We've established that's fine. As a promotion for her album Smile, Katy Perry, released a video game called Katie's Quest. The song Elo Milo from Billie Eilish is named after the Xbox puzzle game of the same name. They both have video games. Sorry for burping into the mic.
That's a good link. I'll let it go.
Thank you.
That's good. That's
Thanks,
good.
Christy. I knew you knew good links from bad links.
I'm over here, by the way, throughout this, trying to keep my dog from barking at me because
He can bark. We can have a fourth
I apologize.
Yeah.
No, let him bark. We like it.
Come on, Bubba.
Oh,
right.
Bubs is on the floor.
So, fun fact, we talked about Katy Perry and her Super Bowl performance in 2015. She made a shark famous during this performance, and Billie Eilish has also made a shark famous, this shark being her dog named Shark.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, boo. I didn't know her name was Shark. No one knows her name is Shark except for Stan.
I knew that it was Shark, but yes.
Okay, well.
Both of them made a shark famous. Come on.
All right, Jordan, impress me. I'm going to start getting tougher on these. So,
Are you guys familiar with the relative keys?
No, never heard of it.
Okay, so every key has a key. Every major key has a relative key in minor that uses the same scale. For example, C major and A minor as keys use the same scale. So they're theory-wise, they're the same.
I've heard about this, yes.
Okay. Bury a Friend was written in the key of A flat major. E.T. was written in F minor. F minor shares the same relative key as A flat major. They use the same scale. Theoretically, they are the same. So more complex music theory for you, Christy. You said you're going looking. Yeah.
you know, they do that with bras, though, too, right? Like a 34C is the same as a 36B. You're welcome. They're
I had no idea.
theoretically the same.
Why? That should be what?
Don't worry about it. We don't have time to explain that one.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
But
theoretically the same.
Oh, interesting.
34B and 36C, huh? Okay.
34C and 36B.
Okay. Wow. Fun fact. All right.
Fun fact.
Never need to go buy some bras. All right. Where am I? All right. Both of these albums were recorded in Los Angeles. Billie's house, in her brother's room, and Katy Perry, of course, recorded at two different studios in the city of LA.
Yeah. That's a good link. California link.
Yeah.
Oh, number 7 of the links that I totally prepared. Billie Eilish, Pirate, Baird O'Connell, right? Pirate makes me think of Pirates of the Caribbean, starring Orlando Bloom, Will Turner. Orlando Bloom is romantically involved with Katy Perry.
Yeah, he's the father of her kid. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Captain Will Turner. That's elastic,
Also,
unbreakable.
though, okay, but also backstage at Coachella, I thought this is where you were going with it. Like she met Orlando Bloom and didn't know it was Orlando Bloom, and then went on her tour bus, and her mom was like, from Pirates of the Caribbean. So then she re-met him and was like, hey, sorry, I didn't realize who you were before, but I really like you.
Yo, how come we say Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's the Caribbean? Why do we say it weird?
No, but it's always been said Caribbean.
Huh.
I don't know.
It's Pirates of the Caribbean, but people say it's Pirates of the Caribbean. No,
I think it depends on where you're from.
But it always, like, the ride at Disney was always called Pirates of the Caribbean, not Caribbean. Like, that was the way it was always said from as long as I can remember.
I don't know. We got to talk to
Tomato.
Is it really?
I think that's how you say it in the Southwest. Like, people say Caribbean.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Auggie, for enlightening us. I'm just a Midwesterner. I don't know what's going on. I'm in flyover country.
Yeah, well, I mean, is Arizona flyover state? I think so. But
No, people go there for vacation all the time. But give us your eighth link.
Phoenix is the TGI Fridays of cities.
Whoa. I am offended, but I'm also in awe of how accurate that is.
It's so accurate.
Okay, so where am I? I'm getting down to my. All right, here we go. Both of these artists. No. All right, I'm giving this one. Billie Eilish, being 17 when she recorded this album, was pretty much living a teenage dream, having the #1 album in the country and winning Grammy.
Boo!
Eh,
Thank God. Thank God I was out.
No.
That's like me saying, remember the nerdy episode where I said like, yeah, he was good at poker. You know, he had a great poker face. Like that's how that was.
She was literally a teenager living the dream.
Nah.
I don't know that I think
She was
Billie,
sad.
like, yeah, she's sad.
She's sad.
I know they're
Come
different.
on now. We all
Nah,
wanna
dude.
be-
She already hit you with the you already hit the buzzer. It's over.
I feel like
It's
when
over.
I think of Billie Eilish, I think of her as living the teenage struggle. Even though she's famous doing it, I still think she
still-
vocalizes the struggle.
Yeah, I mean, we all had like our issues being a teenager. Even we had the best like childhood, the best upbringing. We all felt the type of way when we were teenagers. It's just what you go through. However, I would love to be able to go through all of that I went through while also simultaneously being a star. And
Oh no, I would hard pass on that 1000% of the time. Like I do not think a lot of adults can handle the level of fame that Billie's at. I would probably say like 9 out of every 10 people you meet probably can't handle it, right? That level of judgment. And then to do that when you're a teenager, I mean, look what happened to Britney. It's hard when people are out there telling you how you should be, how you're supposed to act. I mean, look at Bieber and what he went through, right? It is not easy. And then look at the trajectory of most child stars. I would say, yes, she pursued her dream and she's great at, she has a great support system and I think she's doing well. But I think that it's a pretty hard situation to put someone in.
Christy, I'll say that your maturity speaks volumes, right? Like that's a very mature thing to say. But when you're a teenager, what you're actually dreaming of is being poppin'.
It's a really nice way
Man, you
of talking about
hold
me.
this L, Augustine. Get out of here.
I don't know. I really think it's different now though too, right? Because there are teenagers with certain levels of fame. Like we see them on TikTok, right? What one girl's like 16 years old still, the one with the most followers on TikTok, right? Like, and the things that they're subjected to and the things they see, or who just turned 18 and went on OnlyFans and everyone was like, I'm going to jump on there to go see your OnlyFans. And it's like, oh, this is so gross. Like she just, yeah, I forget. Oh, it'd be better if I remembered who it was that just turned 18 and went on it. And like, everyone's like, well, 3 days later, it's legal. Let's do it. Cause creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think they're more aware though of what being in the public eye entails than we were when we were teenagers, because a lot of them have grown up comparing themselves to their friends, who some of them may be actually influencers on social media and have some level of fame. And maybe they see the toxicity in the comments, if you will. Cause if
Speaking of toxicity, check out my interview with Serge Tankian of System of a Down, where we talk about toxicity at 93x.com.
That was great. This podcast is brought to you by 93X. What's the tagline for 93X? Is there
93X rocks. We're not trying to, we play every single micro genre of rock. You like alternative rock? Bow. You like metal? Bow. You like classic rock? Bow. You like just Foo Fighters down the middle of the freaking lane? Rock? Bow. We got it. We don't have any qualms. We're just playing rock. You like bluesy rock? We play Kings of Leon and stuff like that. It's all good. Also, if you like hipster rock, like Kings of Leon, we also play them. That they do double duty there. Auggie, we've discussed how these two albums are very, 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 very different. But I think in the differences, we can find some similarities. Would you allow me to expand on this for a second as I just figure this out as I go?
Please.
So Teenage Dream, right? We're talking 2010. Probably the quintessential example of maximalist pop of the time, right? Think about this. This is 2 years after Obama's elected. We're all riding a high as a nation, hope and change. And I think and the music on the radio reflected that. Baby, I like it the way you get on the floor. Like a G6, Teenage Dream. And I think, this is really a capsule in time of what it was like in America in 2010. Whereas I think When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go is the same thing. It's a snapshot of America in 2019, right? We're in the thick of the Trump presidency. It's divisive. Things are divisive. People are scared. People are angry. And what is this album if not scary and angry and the exact opposite of Teenage Dream, very sparse and minimal. There's a reason why everything is there. There's no reason why there's a saxophone section in Last Friday Night, except for the fact it's lit. All right, it's awesome. Okay, but every sound in When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go has a reason. We don't tweet just for fun anymore. We tweet for causes. We're saying things, we're researching about Marxism or whatever. We're researching economic trains of thought, and we're learning about all the systems alive in America and how those systems might have, wronged people. And we're intentional with our time, just in the same way Billie is intentional with the sounds she uses in the album. I'm aware that was a stretch, but I'm doing my best to make the parallel. So I think those are the similarities between the two.
I agree, though. I really agree. They're very reflective of not only like what we're going through as like Americans or as global citizens, but also like what pop music is doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Katy Perry, maybe she's not necessarily creating her own lane, but Billie Eilish is, but they both embody what pop music are,
Yeah.
Because Billie embodies more than just a pop sound, and I think that Katy does as well, though.
I don't know. Katy tried to step out of the pop lane, and I think she kind of killed it.
No, but Katy started in the alternative lane. She's a Warped Tour artist. I don't know. She stepped out of alternative into pop.
I do like when artists make the seamless transition from alt to pop, as it should. It should go AAA to alt to pop.
I mean, Paramore kind of did it, right? I still consider them alternative, but they kind of went alt to pop.
Yeah, but like their number ones in the or like their hits in the pop world are alternative, right? Like Still Into You and Ain't It Fun should be in library across the country, and it bums me out when people use the era of which a song came out because things can change and evolve as time goes on, right? Like, sure, Ain't It Fun might have been on pop radio, but they're not playing it. Why should we let this hit go? That's modern and in our lane from a band people care about. Let's play Paramore.
Yeah,
I love that song. Slaps. I love that song.
So fun DJ story about Ain't It Fun. So in 2016, my first year out of college, I went back to DJ the senior dance or whatever. They have like this little dance with everyone, and it's fun. I just play pop records or whatever. And then my last song I always play at college gigs is The Show Goes On, because that plays at every college party. The Show Goes On by Lupe Fiasco. College kids love it. So I played it because I think it's a good message to end any dance, right? The show goes on. Let's take this energy out into the world. But then they're like, one more song, like the DJ's best thing ever. One more song, let's go. And I had Ain't It Fun pulled up. So I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna play Ain't It Fun. And these kids are right in the age where like they know this song really well. And they're all scream singing. And then in the second verse, the breakdown, like the don't go crying to your mama because you're on your own in the real world. I saw all these seniors just start crying and hugging each other. I was like, oh, what have I done? And it was my coolest moment that I made these people cry. I made like 25 kids cry to Paramore.
The power of music. And Jordan DJing.
Yeah.
You made people cry at a DJ set. Like, dude, bravo, man. Bravo.
Thank you. Yeah, I think the double The Show Goes On and Ain't It Fun, that's a lot. That's a lot of emotion for a bunch of suburban white kids. They can't handle that.
You also made them scared as shit. Like,
yeah, dude. The real world is kind of, it's intimidating, but it's also more fun. Let's see. What else we need to talk about in this little thing besides the similarities are there. We discussed that. Christy, is there anything we should go on, Auggie?
No, Christy. I want to hear from Christy.
Yeah, Christy, what do you got?
Well, this is just an open table to discuss anything in the world. I don't really have a ton to add. I was just excited to be a part of this and be invited upon this platform to talk to you about Billie Eilish, who I love, and Katy Perry, who's also phenomenal, and hang out with both of you and, just do this thing.
That's very nice. Well, make sure if you like Christy as much as we do, you give her a follow at Christy_Taylor. You get Bubba content. You get the new song of the day.
That's true.
You get good quote of the day, and you get a myriad of TikToks.
Yes. Well, you can follow me on TikTok at Christy_Taylor, but I haven't found my niche.
If you engage in negative self-talk on the pod, I will delete this episode.
It wasn't negative. I was just saying that the facts is I haven't found my niche because nothing really pops off.
Whatever. Okay. Thank you all for taking the time to listen. It means the world to us. If you like us as much as we like you listening.
I like you.
Oh, thanks, Christy. You should totally tell a friend. I can see our listener numbers and we have plateaued. So you got to tell your friends. You got to do it, dude. At the Link Up LP on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Make sure you subscribe. leave 5 stars, leave 4 only if the critique is very valid. If it's not very valid, I'm going to find a way to delete it. I don't know how to do that, but I'll find a way.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna hit up our guy. I don't know, whoever controls Apple. Whoever, I don't know, Tim Cook.
The ghost of Steve Jobs. When I slide into third, I'll find his cremated ashes and I'll whisper, "Hey, help me out." And then we go, and then it'll happen.
Oh, before we go, just real
Okay.
quick. Over under on the number of years that Billie Eilish does the Vanity Fair same interview over and over again. She's on.
I think she
number 4 now.
stops at. I think she stops at 10 years.
I think she stops in the near future and then only does big years like 10, 15, 20. I don't think she can do it every year. I don't think she'd want to do it. I think about me, and I would get cringed out. Like I realize like my growth.
It's very hard. Yeah.
Like I think about what I would say at 19, like my things I thought were like wise at 19. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I couldn't do that. So I think she stops. I bet she doesn't do it this year. And then she only does it, every
She's
other
going to
year.
do it this year because she's going to have an album coming out this year.
Yeah.
She's going to do it.
Yeah,
She's on an album cycle.
Yes, Billie Eilish needs the help of Vogue to market her album. She could go radio silent for the rest of her career and still move diamond type records.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because she's the greatest of all time.
Okay, well, we're not there yet, Christy. Let's get some hindsight. Let's get 5 years before we have that convo.
She's the GOAT.
GOAT status.
Aren't we at 5 years already? With her, she's 19, right? She started when she was 14.
I'm talking about 5 years post when we all fall asleep. Where do we go? We have just scratched the surface of Billie Eilish's career.
Yeah, that's like saying, I don't know.
Don't Smile at Me counts as an album. I will argue that point. It doesn't, but like there's 9 songs on it and they're all great.
Yeah, but we're talking about critical mass.
Okay. Fine.
When did that one come out?
2017, 2015,
Okay, but she's pretty
2017.
close. She's almost there.
Which is great album. All right. We love you all dearly. Have a great week. Bye.
Love you all. Bye, guys.
Bye.